Hello, everybody, and welcome to Frog Wrestling, your weekly dose of an internet video game hosted by a podcast host wrestling. I am your host, John Jagger, the aforementioned podcast host, and I'm here to start off another wonderful week of Frog Wrestling. I'm so excited for it, but we do have to start with a little bit of somber news, unfortunately. Scott Johnson last week, as you all know, suffered a brutal beating at the hands of the mod Syndicate. And after being checked out by the medical staff, he has not been cleared to wrestle. He has suffered some severe injuries. We are hoping he has a speedy recovery and that he will be back up to 100% by the time he has to defend his title again in a couple of weeks. So everybody, I'm sure, is wishing him the best. A brutal beating. Absolutely never fun to see a match go that way. It's just not what you want to see. So we're gonna press on. We're gonna wish him the best, and we're gonna move on. We have some great matches for you tonight, though. The champion may not be here, but nonetheless, we have some fantastic matches. And speaking of both the Mod Syndicate and champions in general, we are starting with a non-title match between Mod Syndicate members Tanner Goodman and Ben Bumhoffer versus our tag team champions, Patrick Beja and Randy Jordan. That's going to be our opening match. People are saying the lip sync is off. I'm trying to fix that. Sometimes the webcam gets a little sparse and iffy. We're going to try and fix that real quick. Just pop it back up. And see if that will correct the issues before we get into the first match. But this, like I said, is going to be a non-title match. Very important to say. Set expectations going in. Let people know that this is going to be not title related. However, Mod Syndicate did not ask for this to be a title match, which is very, very strange. Typically, they are going to ask for a title match, whether or not the champs want to defend the title. That's, somewhat up to them on just a weekly regular show. But the only stipulation that Tanner and Ben asked for was that this be an Extreme Rules match, that anything goes. So the brutality of the Mod Syndicate continues to be in effect. We're going to get right into it. Let's go ahead and get the poll pulled up so you can go ahead and make your prediction on who's going to win between Ben and Tanner versus our tag team champions, Patrick and Randy, in this Extreme Rules non-title match. Let's start the prediction, get the match going, and we'll see. We'll see if the Mod Syndicate continues their brutal domination as of late. It has just been absolutely brutal to see. They have seemed to not even care about winning matches, simply wanting to send a message and hurt their opponents. And we'll see if that trend continues. I would actually be very nervous if I were the tag team champions in this situation. So we're going to have to see how this translates. Now, Patrick and Randy have been performing fantastically. Both Patrick winning his singles debut match last week. They've been strong competitors. They've done extraordinarily well for themselves. And, I think they have good odds of winning this match. But for Mod Syndicate, I don't know if it's about winning the match at all. Let's go to it. Let's see what happens.
They are ready for battle.
And coming out to the ring first on a recent kick of showing more brutality than we would expect, Ben and Tanner of the Mod Syndicate.
The following contest is a tag team extreme.
Grizzy, thank you so much for the raid. Great timing, everybody. Welcome.
575 pounds.
We're just kicking it off tonight.
Matches like these with talent of this caliber, this is why sports entertainment is in our...
And this match is going to be interesting. Again, this is a non-title match, but it is Extreme Rules. And these two, the Mod Syndicate, Ben and Tanner, have been absolutely brutal in their matches. Last week, in a match that included our champion, the match had to be called because they refused to end the match, just continuing to deliver a brutal beatdown. By the way, I do see Ben in the chat, so if you want to wish him luck, or if you want to yell at him for being too brutal, go ahead and let him know. Continues to be interesting. For the tag team champions, they still come to the ring separate. They don't have a tag team name. They're just two skilled competitors that happen to have earned the tag team gold together.
Ego's like art. You know it when you see it.
Did Mod Syndicate suffer any penalties for excessive violence? There was a fine involved, but they seemed nonplussed by the fine. Everything scales down for this level of unprofessional wrestling. It was a 35-cent fine. To be fair, that's more than any of these competitors actually make on this, so I felt that it was a strong fine. The French confection is really, really good. I think that is a quality tag team name. Shep, you should be proud.
Approaches their matches with calm, a balanced attitude, which I know you just love, Saxton. You know what I call that? Lacking killer instinct. It might just cost them in the long run.
Patrick last week showing just how effective he can be even in singles competition. Randy, for a long time, proven that when he gets called a chef down to the ring and a butcher in it, it is not just hype, it is true. But they are both going to have to prove it here, as once again, this is an Extreme Rules match, and we have seen Ben and Tanner resort to some very underhanded tactics in matches. Match begins. We see Tanner go immediately after Randy. Ben biding his time, waiting for Patrick.
There are no limits, and every resource is at a...
Oh, that was Wonderbolt who said French confection? Well, it is a fantastic title. You all should be proud.
Oh, man, he is fired up now.
And we can see Ben already using the steel steps to his advantage. Already getting very violent with weaponry, but Patrick proving he doesn't need a weapon to be effective. He is doing an incredible job in the ring. Now Randy building a little momentum on the outside.
A superstar can attack at will here. Everything is a weapon. That is what makes this so dangerous. It's anything goes.
Patrick, as we have said, has trained and honed his body into a lethal weapon by playing far too much Street Fighter. Used it as a training ground.
Know how much he appreciates them.
And Tanner is down right now. Randy going outside, looking for a weapon. Ben managing to get a little momentum. Patrick finally on the ground, and Ben is ready for Randy. That kendo stick not going to get used. And Ben and Tanner are in control of the ring now. Tanner now armed with a kendo stick. Ben whiffs, and Randy is going to capitalize. Ben took a high-risk move. Didn't pay off for him, but he doesn't seem too bothered. He seems to be getting a ladder, a big ladder, and he is propping it up between the announce desk magnetic field. For those of you who don't watch wrestling, there is a magnetic field between the announce desk and the ring. The ladder is attached to it.
Good night. Quick return to the ring.
Wrestling, a well-known place for science fiction technology. Patrick seems not particularly worried about his tag team partner, who is getting currently really beaten up outside the ring, but Patrick is just watching as Randy gets dropped on that ladder on the outside. Tanner finally gets in the ring, gives Patrick something to do. And maybe this is why their partnership is working so well. It's every man for themselves. Patrick just expects you to perform well, apparently. He's not going to come out there and save Randy. He just expects Randy to take care of himself, which Randy is doing, and Patrick now getting taken down by Tanner. Thrown over the top onto the ladder. Tanner now laying on top. And it looks like Ben a little confused to see his tag team partner there. Tanner slides under. Now we've got a 2-on-1 situation by this ladder. And Patrick again letting Randy just fend for himself while Patrick shuffles around with a table. I don't know if he sees Tanner. Nope, he did. He was ready for it. Patrick managed to eyeball him. Meanwhile, Randy chasing that ladder, the hovering ladder. We do have some new people in chat as part of a raid. Welcome, everybody. I will let you know these are all based on real people, part of the Frogpants network, series of gaming and nerd podcasts. Oh, and Randy sliding right under, taking the legs out of Tanner. Looked like he recovered pretty quickly, but Patrick brutally going after Ben with a series of punches. And they're trying to even up the numbers, but once again, Patrick just leaves and leaves Randy to fend for himself. I don't think he expected Ben to follow him into the ring, though, because he was caught off guard. And Ben going for a pin. Randy breaks it up. Kind of odd to see Ben go for a pin. They have been more about dishing out damage than winning matches lately, but that was our first pin attempt of the match. Randy is going to get out of there. Tanner follows him, though, and tackles him in the air. Meanwhile, Ben doing damage to Patrick. And Mod Syndicate seems to be getting control of this match over the tag team champions. Tanner picks him up, drops him, going for a pin, and only gets a 2 count. Mod Syndicate right now doing an amazing job. And a huge thank you, 10 gifted subs from Anonymous. Thank you, Anonymous. Congratulations to everybody getting a sub. Tanner Goodman, who is in the ring right now, getting gifted a sub. Congratulations, Tanner. Tanner dazed outside the ring. And it looks like Ben manages to break the submission hold. And Tanner going for a pin. Will this be it for Mod Syndicate? No. Another kick out. Mod Syndicate looking to get an upset on the tag team champions. A reminder, this is a non-title match. The belts will not change hands if Mod Syndicate wins. But you have to think that if they beat the champions here, they have to be considered next in line for a title match. Ben going for a pin. Patrick is distracted fighting Tanner, but Randy does manage to kick out. I don't think Patrick knows Ben's behind him. Ben throws a punch. Patrick comes off the top, though. Shrugs off Ben's assault and turns it into his own. Ben reverses it, manages to get out. Tanner is chasing down Randy now that he sees his partner is in control in the ring. And Mod Syndicate continued doing damage. It looks like Randy has been cut open from that kendo stick. That brutality again. And a spirit bomb kick to Patrick. Ben's going for a pin. Patrick kicks out. Steal the win. Thank you so much for the sub, everybody. This is going well. This is a great match to do it with. This is a fantastic fight so far. Now Tanner catching his breath outside the ring, but it has left Ben alone. Patrick gets him up. A huge power bomb. And Patrick not going for a pin. He wants to deal more damage too. He's waiting. He's eyeing Tanner. He's eyeing Ben. He wants to hit someone with the steps. Randy and Patrick in control. Patrick uses the stairs. And there's a cover. I have to think that will do it. Ben kicked out after all that abuse, and Patrick now making him pay, but Ben manages an escape, giving Tanner a little time to get to his feet and get back in the ring. I thought for sure that was going to be it. Tanner saves Ben, but Patrick is quick to jump back in. And Wicked Kitten, thank you so much for the sub. Everybody say hi to Monica. She's going to be wrestling later tonight in the main event, no less. And right now, we have Mod Syndicate in control outside of the ring. The champions in control inside of the ring. Zarg, thank you for the biddies. Hype train going well. There's a pin for Randy. I don't think Patrick sees it. Or I should say Tanner sees it. And we have our champions with a victory.
And here's another quick look at those superstars in action in that tag team battle.
Manages to sneak a pinfall. While Tanner was busy on the outside, Patrick managed to stop the save.
Here are your winners. An incredibly impressive showing.
And our champions pulled out a victory, but they look like they've been put through hell. A continued testimony of just how brutal the Mod Syndicate has been. I don't think this was a match about status. I don't think this was a match trying to get at the gold. I think this was about hurting people. And even though Patrick and Randy won it, I still think Mod Syndicate accomplished their goals. We'll have to see what happens. All right, that was a fantastic match. Let's go ahead and give out the points. Points definitely favored Ben and Tanner. A lot of people thought they were going to win. Only 40% picked Patrick and Randy. Let's do the payout here. Everybody enjoy your viewer points as we get ready for the next matchup here. It is nice to see someone put Mod Syndicate in their place, as Chad is saying. They've been doing a lot of damage, but again, I feel like that's exactly what they're here to do. They're here to do damage, and they have succeeded at doing exactly that. They just put the champions through hell. They put our main champion through hell last week. So I think think they're doing a pretty effective job right now. Our next match is going to see one of our newest competitors, Jocelyn, who's appeared in 2 matches so far. She's going to be coming out against another relative new competitor, Kim Johnson, wife of the champion, and see if she can attain her first victory in frog wrestling. And I gotta say, if she manages a win against Kim, an impressive first showing, as Kim has been extremely dominant so far. She qualified in her debut match to be considered the #1 contender for the women's title. Nearly won it. Managed a very solid match against our champion, Kristen. Jocelyn has been a great performer, but so far has not won a match. So we're going to see if she can pull off a victory here. Let's go ahead and get the points betting set up right now. You should be able to see that poll. Refresh if you don't. And you can go ahead and predict your winner. You got about 5 minutes to get that in as we get ready to see Kim Johnson versus Jocelyn Kearney. See who's going to win between the two of them. I'm surprised Kim isn't still nursing Scott after last week. Man, if this game let you do more than a mixed gender tag match, Kim would have been the one to fight Scott for the title. She would have been the one to beat him up.
This woman is ready to fight.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall.
Kim Johnson, known as the Mississippi Queen. She has not participated in very many matches here in Frog Wrestling, but she has proven extraordinarily effective in the few matches she has been in.
A competitor who is always laser focused on the competition. I expect
most well known for at our last free preview challenging the champion herself and having honestly a very good match as part of it.
And from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, the superstar Joyce Leon K.
I love how this person approaches their
I feel like I owe Jocelyn an apology every time she gets announced.
Oh, too bad this isn't a friendliness competition.
Joyce Leon K is the closest I could get.
Any favors in there.
Jocelyn definitely winning in the hearts and minds game. And it's hard not to. In a world where so many are out here being edgy and serious, Jocelyn's out here to have a good time. Positive vibes. A good message. But that will only get you so far. She has to go up against Kim Johnson. Let's see if she can do it. And Jocelyn going quickly on the aggressive, but Kim seemed ready for it with a strong reversal. Jocelyn off the ropes, and look at this. We are definitely seeing a lot of energy from Jocelyn right out of the gate. The positive vibes apparently stopping at the ring. She's going for it again. Successfully gets it a second time. And Jocelyn showing a lot of confidence. Not going to be intimidated by having to go up against Kim. Throws her out of the ring.
Sends her to the outside.
Kim still recovering on the outside. Jocelyn waiting for her. She's getting ready for something. Off the ropes. And just dives between the ropes, takes her out. Kim actually the first one to her feet out of that, though.
No fear, absolute reckless
And
abandon.
Jocelyn chasing her down. And Kim's mocking her. I don't know if Kim knows what she's getting into, but Kim laughing at her. And it definitely seems to have fired up Jocelyn.
Nobody can match up with this woman when she's on
And
the
Jocelyn
nobody.
giving as good as she got. Now taunting Kim to get up.
She'd had enough of that.
And Kim says, okay.
Snake eyes. Just breaking down the opponent.
Jocelyn quick back to her feet.
Deep arm drag.
Big arm drag from Kim. And Kim is getting some momentum back in this match. Just a brutal kick to the chest.
This is what you call high risk, high reward.
Him going to the top, but Jocelyn quick to her feet. Walked right into it. I thought Kim might call off the move, seeing Jocelyn stand up, but she ended up executing on it. And a submission maneuver held in. It looks like Jocelyn is managing to struggle her way out of it, though. I think this might be Jocelyn's first one-on-one. I can't remember.
Shoulder tackle.
It's either this or she had it last week. And Jocelyn walks Kim over to the ropes. Oh, misses on the second kick. Might have made contact with the ropes, but no reaction from Kim. Jocelyn throws her against the ropes, building momentum, and gets her right with a drop kick. And we are continuing to see strong aggression out of Jocelyn. And a miss. Kim now building the momentum on her end. Jocelyn with an amazing reversal. Kim reverses and gives a slap. Strong slap, even seemed to stagger her. Jocelyn stops herself from running on the ropes. Kim back in control, getting Jocelyn in position. Trying to tie her up. Do a little damage to that arm. Kind of an underhanded fighting style, but Jocelyn, oh my gosh, out of nowhere goes for a pin. And gets a 2 count from it. Definitely catching Kim off guard. And right now, the offense has almost been entirely in Jocelyn's favor. Going for another pinfall. And gets the 3 for her first victory. And Kim recovering quickly. But not quick enough. And Jocelyn secures her first victory in Frog Wrestling. As we said, a strong victory against Kim Johnson.
Happy about this victory tonight. This certainly wasn't an easy win, but she pulled it off. And in the end, that's all that matters.
What a match, everybody. Sorry, I'm laughing. My wife is giving me updates about my dinner in chat. Sounds great. Thank you. Let's see where we were at. Definitely the points favoring Jocelyn. Only 38% expected her to win. But she pulled off a victory there. Let's go ahead and complete that prediction. And a disappointing victory for Kim, but a incredible victory for Jocelyn, who's certainly making a name for herself with victories like that. That was incredibly impressive. And a fairly short match, which is good news for everybody, because that means I got more time to include a bonus match, which is actually going to be what our next match is. Getting it set up right now. Let's walk the clock back a little bit here, and talk about Core. The Core crew had 3 members near the beginning, which was Beau, Schwartz, John Jagger, and our champion Scott Johnson. Beau, after underperforming and failing to get the victory he needed to stay on the team, was kicked from the team and replaced by Brian Dunaway. He has not had an opportunity for any sort of retaliation short of doing quite well on his singles career since then. But that is all about to change. We are going to see a chance for a little retribution. Because for the first time since getting kicked out of Core, we are going to see Beau Schwartz versus Brian Dunaway. And we're going to see if Beau can get a little revenge for the person who replaced him on the Core crew. Let's go ahead and get the poll put up. You can start your votes right now as we get going on this match. It's going to be a standard one-on-one match, no special rules, but it is going to be an opportunity for Beau to show exactly what the Core crew has lost by kicking him off the team, and a chance for a little revenge for the person who did it. A classic grudge match indeed. Which we are going to go ahead and go to right now.
It's Mr. Money in the Bank.
Coming out first, Brian Dunaway, who is the owner of the Dragon Beefcase. He has held that since I think the first or second episode of Frog Wrestling and has still chosen not to cash it in. I don't know if he just likes the briefcase or if he is genuinely waiting for the perfect moment, but he continues to hold it.
I think the name the absolute best ever at this, no questions asked, is a totally reasonable idea. You would, wouldn't you, Corey?
And his opponent from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, weighing in.
And we are going to get to see
The Rockstar.
a direct fallout from the fallout of Core as Beau finally gets a chance to redeem himself for being kicked off the team. Lots of theories that Brian Dunaway doesn't know how the Dragon Beefcase works. That is possible.
A competitor who does not know the meaning of the word quit. He is
We got version 2.0 Beau in action right now. He has had a tremendous run since being kicked off the Core crew, nearly winning the Dragon Beef Championship. Came very close just last week.
Gentlemen, you are looking at a man who is sick
And
of the doubters.
we are going to see the absolute definition of a grudge match. Beau was, in his mind, wronged by Brian Dunaway. Might have still been on the Core crew if Dunaway hadn't picked up a victory in a match trying to qualify to be back on the team. Dunaway reversing it. You got to think Dunaway, he feels he's certainly earned his spot on the team, and he is going to be watched by Scott for sure. The members of Core have always said that living under Scott's rule of the team is like having to apply for your job every single day, every single match. You have to prove yourself. Dunaway taking control. Beau in his trademark VR headset, helping him see in 3 dimensions, see moves before they happen, but he didn't see that coming, and he gets dropped. Dunaway, a fantastic high-risk, high-flyer. And right now, there is little retribution happening here in the ring. And Dunaway throws him back in the ring, finds a little moment to taunt, getting back in the ring himself. Beau's ready, though. Oh, Dunaway with a good reversal. Dunaway continuing to be in control in this match. And here it comes, right to the VR headset, which can sometimes be a weapon. Oh, but Beau rolls out of the way and is ready for him. And now we are seeing exactly how that headset can be weaponized, not just how it can work to his detriment. And Beau is in control now. Brutal stomp right to the face. Beau certainly powered by that VR headset. Brian Dunaway powered by the power glove. Beau off the top rope with an elbow drop. Gets a 2 count. Brian Dunaway manages to kick out. A win would have certainly been a kind of retribution, though I don't think Beau has dealt the level of damage he had hoped to.
Yeah, he's able to stop the bleeding, but will he also gain command? Great trouble here.
And Dunaway back in control.
This is putting a ton of pressure on the arm now.
Trying to make Beau tap. That would definitely add insult to injury, but Beau manages to get out, turn it into a move, and Beau takes a minute. I think we just get distracted by the VR headset. That's the other impact it can have. Sometimes Beau just seems to get lost in the VR headset. Big belly to belly on the outside of the ring, and Beau has lost many matches as well as one by count out. It's a known strategy for him to try and get his opponent counted out, but it looks like he is going to throw him back in the ring. Another vicious headbutt, and goes for a pin off of it. Only a 1 count. And big stomps to Dunaway. And Beau dares him to get up. Oh, and Brian Dunaway, sick of Beau's taunting, goes off the ropes and starts building the momentum himself. Oh, with a reversal, taint no thing, a hand wipe to the taint, and he applies the taint no thing. And Brian Dunaway immediately taps. Beau has won on the back of the taint no thing. Dunaway did not want to taste the taint. And the first level of retribution for Beau has happened. Three people have wronged Beau, and he has beaten the first of them. Will he seek retribution from the other 2? Remains to be seen.
Put them to use tonight.
A big victory for Beau. And some justice for what has befallen him since being kicked off core. What a match. So good to see. Good to see him trying to get a little payback. It has been a long road for that kind of payback. Absolutely the favored to win in that situation. A great victory. I don't know. Chad is asking, is John prepared? Beau could be targeting John next. Scott currently out of action, so he can't be going after him, but I would think if Beau is looking for vengeance, John would be the next person to get it. So that might be exactly what we see. We'll have to see what Beau decides to do as things press on. Our next match tonight is going to be the edgiest match we have ever had. We have a few wrestlers within the organization that claim to operate on the dark side, to command supernatural powers, to be agents of chaos and darkness. We need to know which one's the best. So we are going to have a triple threat match to determine exactly that, as Garrett Weizierl takes on Diontalus and Nash Maggard of the Solar Mines. It's a epic, edgy three-way. We're going to find out who's going to win. Let's put the poll up. We'll get to it. You got about 5 minutes to make your vote. We'll get the match started, and we'll get right to it. I like how John decided to leave out the second half of my comment. Oh, the stuff about the ass and taint action. Look, John doesn't have to worry about that yet. John's not in the match just yet. Beau hasn't challenged him, and John hasn't accepted. So I don't have to worry about the full taint or the lake run. We'll see what happens. Poll is up. Go ahead and pick between the three. We'll see their entrances right now. This is going to be the darkest, the edgiest,
And here we go.
the most supernatural match of the evening. It's been a while since Garrett has had singles competition. For the other two, it's been a while since they have wrestled at all.
Extreme Rules Match. Making his way to the ring from wherever he wants. Weighing in at 219 pounds, the Destroyer.
Gentlemen, this has all the makings of an all-time classic match, and I fully expect it to deliver on that promise.
We have 3 competitors, 2 that take themselves very seriously, and 1 that is just a serious problem. Again, all commanding supernatural forces. And if there's one thing I've learned watching wrestling is that you have to get a pecking order in when it comes to your supernatural wrestlers. Everybody has to know who is the most dominant, who has the sharpest edge. And that's what they're going to be fighting for tonight. Up first, Diontalus. He has not had many matches. He is a Archfey of Carnage. The result of D&D characters brought to life. 2 of our wrestlers, actually, D&D characters. Yes. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We'll talk about Nash's impressive career when Nash gets up. He's not quite there yet. You know, the D&D characters are probably made more powerful by how hyped everybody is about Baldur's Gate 3. Straight out of Baldur's Gate, we got some Diontalus action. But not all of our characters are fictional. Some of our characters are real. He has recently challenged for the Frogpants Championship. He has recently held the TMS Tag Team Championship. And one of the primary members of Grinding Gear, Garrett Weizierl, he has certainly had a longer career. When it comes to everybody participating in this match, he is the veteran. He's also the lead singer of your favorite high school emo band. Yes. Although, I will say, I don't have to be in high school for them to still be my favorite emo band.
He said he'll be making a statement in this match tonight and will deliver it emphatically.
As far as the participants in this match, Garrett definitely has the most storied career. I think the smart money is probably on him, but the other two are absolutely unknowns. And when you talk about careers and unique careers, you got to at least acknowledge Nash Maggard. He has had 2 matches. One he lost in about 10 seconds in one of the shortest matches we have ever had. The other, he won a tournament against everybody else from the There Will Be Dungeons crew. So you might say he has experienced the highest highs and the lowest lows of his matches. And that level of uncertainty is exactly what you're getting when it comes to Nash Maggard. It is incredibly difficult to say what he will do. Easily the most unpredictable competitor on the roster. All right, let's let the Edgy triple threat match begin, and perhaps in the most accurate insult possible, Diontalus immediately focusing on Garrett and ignoring Nash Maggard of the Solar Mines, but Nash does find his opportunity to get in there and try to do a little damage himself. And Diontalus showing an incredible level of strength as he just picks up Garrett and throws him.
What is something the competitors need to remember? Well, a major difference in a triple threat is that you can lose a match without being part of the decision. Victory can be stolen from your hands.
Nash Maggard picking up Garrett, slams him down. An incredible amount of strength for such a wiry little sorcerer guy. Did nobody vote for Nash? Is that true?
Look at this, just stop after stop after stop.
He got 27% of the vote.
Placing them into the corner. He's looking for something. This could get dangerous.
WWE Universe wants takeover.
And while Nash and Garrett fight in the ring, Diontalus is getting a weapon. Not too surprising, Diontalus comes in to break up the possible submission victory. And Diontalus thrown outside of the ring as Nash once again going for a submission victory. Diontalus breaks it up again. I think that is how Nash managed to secure his victory in that big battle royale that he ended up winning. I think he managed to just wear down his opponents. Diontalus knocked outside of the ring. We've seen this kind of move before. And Nash, standing there with a sledgehammer, decides to let Garrett do what he's going to do. And I think Garrett took that as a sign that he wasn't going to get hit by the sledgehammer, but Nash absolutely still hit him with the sledgehammer.
Blow to the breadbasket.
And Garrett just being mean. I think Diontalus would at least appreciate the brutality of that attack. I think people have a tendency to underestimate Nash, who just casually throws Diontalus. He's not supposed to use magic in a match like this, but I don't know how he did that otherwise.
Letting his opponent know respect is earned, and he's still $1 short.
Garrett dives to the outside. Little payback for that sledgehammer business, and Diontalus, unsurprisingly, has no qualms about using a weapon and goes right after Nash Maggard's legs.
Brutal forearm. Hammering down on the knee.
Nash seems to be eager to participate, and Garrett not counting on it. He gets hit, but doesn't seem to do a lot of damage. Garrett quickly recovers, and Diontalus showboating. Garrett gets to his feet, and it looked like he was going to go after Nash. He turned the move around, went after Diontalus, and Nash manages to break it up. And Garrett with the A move, his finisher, the A move. Nash is out. If he can put Diontalus down, he might have a victory here. He drops him. It looks like Nash has recovered from the A move, but Garrett with an amazing offense, but he is shut down by Nash Maggard. Diontalus seems a little confused as to what he wants to do. Maybe just showboating, and he makes Nash look silly. he lulled Nash into several moves. Oh, but he didn't see Garrett. Diontalus playing with his food, toying with Nash, but he was not prepared for a chair shot from Garrett, though Diontalus still in control. Nash recovering, though, where Garrett interrupts with that sledgehammer.
And now thrown back into the ring.
Diontalus following him back in the ring. Garrett fighting back. Nash armed outside with a chair. And a big chair shot to Garrett. Looks like Nash is setting it up in the corner. And they're going for more weapons. There's that magical ladder. Once again. And it looks like Diontalus is taunting them, creeping around by that ladder. He's got to be careful, though. You can lose the match by not participating, and he seems to realize it. Comes out to get involved. And now Nash has a baseball bat, and they are going to town on Garrett. Diontalus letting it happen. Seems to be picking his moment. And that opportunistic maneuver doing well until Garrett manages a reversal. He's got Nash up, slams him down, goes for a pin, but Diontalus is in there to break it up. Oh, and he did not see Garrett coming. Likewise, Garrett ill-prepared for Nash. And Nash has found himself with a passed-out Garrett and a folding chair.
Coming
pushes it back in the corner. Still continues to have some desire to use that in some way. All three competitors back in the ring. Another A move, and Garrett just another surprise A move. But Nash is there to prevent him getting a win on the back of it. He and Nash are just yelling at each other. Nash gets him in a submission maneuver. Diontalus breaks it up, going after Nash. And we have got a lot of chaos falling out right here. This is definitely living up to the name of the edgiest triple threat. Huge kick from Garrett. Managed to make some contact with Nash as well. And Nash trying to get a victory. Diontalus is staggered. Nearly gets the 3 count. Diontalus recovers just in time as Garrett manages to get back up to his feet. And weapons have played a big role. Looks like Diontalus is bleeding. There's a pin. Diontalus manages to kick out. That was a good opportunity from Nash to go for a win. And Nash Maggard with a choke throw. Garrett picks his moment to come in. He has his choice. Looks like he is targeting Nash Maggard. Throws him out onto the ladder. He gets the chair. Diontalus is going to shut that down quickly, though. Does not want to let him use it. And Garrett getting dropped right on the ladder.
He's focused on breaking down his opponent's core right now, taking away the center of all movement.
And we are back at square one, it feels like. And that has been the story so far. Nash has been playing a very opportunistic game. Watching, waiting, picking his moment, and then striking, and he has nearly won this match multiple times with this strategy, although I don't know what he was attempting right there. Nash Maggard thrown to the outside, and a huge boot to his head. As Diontalus takes the fight to Nash, Garrett staying in the ring. He's going to grab that baseball bat. And it looks like Diontalus isn't ready for this as Garrett brings the baseball bat to the outside. Tries to use it on Nash but gets hung up on Diontalus. There's a submission maneuver on the outside. Garrett is tapping out. But I think the victory has to take place in the ring. I believe that is a stipulation of the match. That tap not going to work unless it is in the ring.
He is revving up the engine. He's not going to let anything stop him. He climbs into the ring. He's certainly lining him up, but he's
Diontalus setting him up for something. Got the chair. Garrett is just taunting. I don't know what Garrett's strategy is. He's certainly got a chance to recover, but he's not going to win out there. And Garrett realizes it at the last second, but Diontalus kicked out on his own accord. Garrett has to be very careful. He almost let Nash Maggard steal the match. Another big slam. Garrett picks his moment. There it is. The A move again. A third A move. He goes right for a cover. And Diontalus recovers just in time to interrupt it.
These are the moments where you really find out how tough you are. All that work, all these big moves, and it still didn't earn the fall. And what hits up there?
Diontalus with a save. You have to think that would have been the end right there. Nash a victim of the A move. And there it is, a tombstone pile driver. Nash is staggered outside of the ring, still recovering. Diontalus picks up a victory. And this has been the story of people just picking the moment, the perfect moment to strike. Nash Maggard playing a very sneaky game. Garrett performing extraordinarily well, delivering 3 A moves, but Diontalus ultimately the ultimate opportunist in this match.
Sends a message. Send 2 superstars. Send 3. Send 4. Heck, send a whole army. It's only going to be an uphill battle for the competition.
And that is going to be a victory for Diontalus, his first in Frog Wrestling. And what a match it was. Absolutely impressive. And that is going to bring us to our main event tonight. We said at the start of the show that the Frogpants champion, Scott Johnson, is injured currently after a vicious beating from the Mod Syndicate team led by Tom Merritt. And in an act of attempted retribution, John Jagger has challenged Tom Merritt to a mixed tag match. This is going to be John Jagger and his wife, Dearest Martha, going up against Tom Merritt and Monica Stone of Frog Syndicate to get an attempt, at least, at a little retribution for the beating that Scott suffered last week. Getting it set up right now. All right, let's go ahead and get the prediction. This is our main event. This is a standard mixed gender tag match. If you've never seen one of those before, the rules are very simple. It is going to be, because of the rules of the game, the women can only fight with each other, the men can only fight with each other, and otherwise it is pretty standard tag team wrestling rules. And it is going to be Core versus Mod Syndicate. Let's start a prediction and let's see how it goes as we have an attempt to avenge the fallen Scott Johnson. Meanwhile, the Mod Syndicate has been brutal. Monica Stone won her first match last week. Is she going to carry that in to another huge win tonight? We're going to find out. Martha also with an impressive win last week. John has been on a bit of a losing streak. Tom Merritt has always performed extraordinarily well. So I think we are going to have a good matchup between these two.
How are these two going to get along?
Martha is going to carry John. Very possible. She's certainly the more skilled of the two. They have a long-standing history of wrestling together.
On the way to the ring, the Core.
I'm very excited to see this pairing, but I'm worried about her influence on him. Women like that can turn any man into a sinful character, Byron. Corey, I know nothing about sin. Byron, you know nothing about women either.
I think the last time Monica faced off against Martha and John, we had a very controversial finish involving a countout, which could happen again here tonight.
I don't know which of these two I can't stand less.
And the second Mod Syndicate match of the night, as the Mod Syndicate's leader, Tom Merritt, makes his way to the ring.
The Syndicate!
We have a great pairing here tonight. Two superstars who, you know, are going to give it their all till the final bell.
I don't think they'll be given that much tonight because I expect this one to be over quick.
Tom Merritt has led his team since its formation, not afraid to get his hands dirty, and it has usually spelled trouble for whoever his opponent is when he decides to do so. He is known as Ace D Technical for a reason. And after her win last week, we do have to wonder, is this the start of a win streak for Monica? It looks like Monica and Martha are going to be starting. These two certainly have a storied history. Many battles between the two of them. And they know each other. They know their moves very well. And it is showing already on the offense with a series of reversals and dodges. It looks like Martha is going to come out ahead on. And just drops her right in the corner. And Martha quickly with a taunt. It's Monica back to her feet. Drags her over to the corner.
Gentlemen, this is what I believe we refer to as mud-hole stomp.
And vicious stomps in the corner. Monica down. Martha picks her back up. A series of vicious chops. Narrow dig. This is so not the Martha I vision in my head when listening to Core.
What is she doing?
There was a lot of debate what to do with Martha because I knew everybody would picture Martha differently, so I just based Martha on my wife. There's not a deep story to it. I just figured if everybody was going to go ahead and consider I was dating Martha, I would just go ahead and base her on my wife. That's where we wound up. We got a tag. That means John and Tom are both going to come in. John goes for an attack high. Tom goes down low, and they both miss each other in the effort. John off the top ropes, manages, and goes for an early pin. Martha in to make sure that the pin can happen, but Monica with a lot of faith that Tom was not going to be pinned by that. And John, currently in control, throws himself over the top. And having seen Tom wrestle, John definitely knows you've got to maintain that offense. Tom can turn it around very quickly. He is a dangerous opponent. Big reversal. Tom back up to his feet. He's going to pursue John further. Goes to throw him and brings him right into the knee. And that is the head games that Tom plays. Huge backbreaker, drops him on his face, and Tom now in complete control of the match. Tom decides to tag out. Ladies come back in, and a huge clothesline from Martha. Sometimes those tags will give you the break you need, but sometimes it can change the momentum, and Martha with a quick tag, definitely operating under the assumption that John is recovered enough to take the fight to Tom. Smitty, and thank you so much for the sub. Thanks for being here today. John knocks Tom down, brings Martha back in, and we're seeing a lot of good cooperation from these two, a lot of quick hits and runs. Do a little bit of damage, bring in your partner, let them do a little damage. So far, it seems to be a strategy that's working very effectively for Core. Martha with vicious slams. In many people's eyes, Martha is absolutely the front runner for a women's title shot. She is one of the only people who have successfully pinned the women's champion. John back in, Tom goes, John's ready for him though with a block and a stunner. And John does not go for a pin. Nope, he's calling for it, the Final Fantasy. And he nails it. Final Fantasy delivered directly to Tom, but there's Monica and she breaks it up. Martha not able to make the save. John goes for another pin, Martha back in, but Monica quicker. And John disrespecting Tom. Certainly feeling arrogant after delivering such a big kick. He might be getting a little too big of an ego. He goes off the ropes. Oh, Tom with a roll up. And Martha just watches. She apparently had absolute faith John would get out of it, but Tom has turned it into a maneuver, and Martha tags herself in. Monica goes to stop her, definitely showing that speed, but Martha quickly dodges. And Martha now going for a cover. And Martha not happy to see a quick kick out. And there it is, a letter home, and gets a 2 count off of it. Monica with an amazing kick out, John in to make sure nothing interrupted the match. And Martha goes to the top rope, she dives off and makes contact, Monica down outside of the ring. And Martha just yelling, "Stay down." As I've said, no love lost here, as these two have had some vicious battles. A controversial win that Monica had over Martha that got overturned. I think still one of the more controversial, and Monica going for a count-out victory, it looked like. Trying to bring back. Huge belly-to-belly suplex, goes for a pin, is right there. And there it is. And Core manages to secure a little vengeance on Mod Syndicate after that beating that Scott took last week. They feed on the booze. It doesn't stop them. They were favored to win. A big victory for Core in the main event. From his recovery room, probably his house. Hopefully Scott saw a little retribution as Core tries to take the fight back to Mod Syndicate, but we continue to see them throwing beatdowns as often and as harshly as they can. I think this story is far from over, and I wouldn't be surprised if Tom is looking for a little retribution of his own. However, that is all going to have to wait for another week, because that is it for Frog Wrestling this week. I thank you all for being here as we continue to venture forward to our next big event. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for joining. Thanks for all the subs, all the bits, for liking, for subscribing, for watching on YouTube. I appreciate each and every one of you. You're the champs, and I'll catch you next week. Bye, everybody.